the debt dashboard brought to you by TemplateShop.net. We all know that debt payoff holds a significance important as it liberates an individual from the burden of financial obligations, allowing them to regain control over their lives and pursue their goals with greater freedom and flexibility. So let's see how this template is going to help you in all of these. The summary shows a high level of information on the debt payoff tracker. A few important things that we need to note: explanation of various sheets which appear down here, as well as changing themes, color, fill, accent, and the currency for your preference. Let's see how does this kind of work. We first look at the setup. Input data. At this juncture, I would like to mention that 100% of this sheet is customizable. So step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, it's all menu driven, where we say step number 1, select your start date. So I would say maybe 1st of January 23. Step number 2, we realize that it's got to be the minimum payments total. What is the minimum payments that we need to fill in? The monthly extras and the debt payoff method. As far as debt payoff method is concerned, there are primarily two ways in which we can decide to pay it off. One is what we see here is the snowball method, by which we pay off the smallest debts first. Alternately, we can decide the avalanche method, by which we pay off the debts with the highest interest rate first. Okay. Next, we see here that the currency over here is indicated as rupees, whereas other currency is in dollars. This is an error when entering the information. So all that we need to do is we go into the formatting, we go into numbers, and we go into the currency and just click here. Becomes dollar. Ditto for this: format, number, currency, dollars. It's as easy as that. Next, step number 3. Let's look at it. The various debts are appearing here. Now, in case a particular debt doesn't apply to you, it's as easy as highlighting it and just deleting it. In case you want to add something, you just type the thing. So as per the information, this is the balance, overall balance, the minimum payment, the interest that's to be paid, and your personal notes. This is all about the debt information. This can be sorted based on either the snowball method, wherein you pay off the smallest debts first, or alternately the avalanche method, which is why there are two tables provided, this one and the second one. You can sort it based on what you want. It also provides the details in terms of the number of payments, the paid off date, and the interest. Moving on, we go into individual transactions, which are based on the date, the value, and whether it's what type of debt is it. So I might say 1st of January, $500, sorry, retail credit card debt. You have a whole lot of information over here. The idea here for the drop down is so that you don't have to type it on a regular basis. You can just click the drop down and select. In case there is a different type of a debt which you want to populate, all you have to do is click the drop down, use the edit button, and add another type of debt. Moving on, we go into the payment schedule now. The payment schedule, as we see, is a detailed information related to the overview, the various types of debts, and under each debt you have something as a payment and the balance. The overview is in terms of $16,307.62. which for the month of July is coming from here. All this have been done, which means it's got a tick mark here. Now we come to the current balance, the minimum payments that we need to make, the monthly extra if we decide to, and the total monthly payment is a summation of both these cells. Moving on, we have various types of debts which we look from the previous screen in the setup, and they get populated here. What we see here is debt from divorce settlements, mortgages, personal loans, paydays, and it goes on and on, depending on the number of debts that you have, giving you a clear indication about the balance, the minimum payment, and the interest rate. Right. Furthermore, last but not least, you have a monthly overview where you can select the year, which is 2023, which we have selected in this case. You have the option of selecting a particular month for the monthly overview. This gives information on the payment, how much of it is left, the balance, and how much has been paid off. The information here flows through this screen. Let me just give you an idea of the information, the progress, and how this chart moves based on the information change over here. Now, while it is noteworthy that all this information flows in from these earlier sheets, let me do a force change in one of these or more of these. So debt from divorce settlements, the balance, if I say 0, we can see the progress bar, it changes. So there is 0 over here. When we look at $2,000, let me just make it $1,000. It becomes almost half, and it's like just 25% now, which is to be paid. So we realize that all of these are pretty much interactive charts, graphs, tables, which we can utilize visually to understand where are we on the debt. We really appreciate you watching this video. You can stay up to date on such useful templates by subscribing to templateshop.net.